And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Greetings, my brilliant and beloved people of YouTube. I keep telling these slow, far behind folks that if you are not tuned into YouTube, then you just don't know what time it is.
Rap the news. Why does it have to be black or white? What do you mean? Like, what you talking about? We are all humans, are we? We are all humans, are we?
You've put out some very strange tweets of late about cloning. What is it about cloning? Do you want to get cloned, or are celebrities getting cloned?
Yeah, man, I think people should look it up, man. I don't really want to say too much, but I will say do your own research.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. There's no more conspiracy. I know. And so it's really up to each person to do their own research and come to your own truths, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we as people listen too much to what somebody tells us, and we don't actually go background check and really say, you know what, that really don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you really look at a lot of different things and you start to think, and so what I like to do is I like to provoke thought, you know, and provoking thought is the least you could do. You can't make somebody believe something. You really got to just provoke thought.
Would you like to be cloned?
Would I like to be?
Yeah.
Am I already cloned? Oh,
are you already cloned?
I'd rather not say. But
that means there's a possibility that you could already be cloned.
Yes, there's a possibility.
Now, in my career of looking at this type of footage in the last 20 years, I have never seen footage of an alien that I deemed real or even suspected might be real. But this, I deem absolutely real. I mean, look at the way the eye blinks. I mean, look at this close-up footage. Look at the facial structure and the movement. It doesn't just stretch like skin. It also moves in a fluent motion, unlike CGI. And what you have to understand about that is the only way to duplicate this kind of fluent motion in CGI is to put you've probably seen an example of someone in the studio in a black suit with these little dots on their knuckles, and you'd have to have the dots on the eyelids of something blinking like this to track this movement. Otherwise it would be completely robotic like movement because you would have programmed it. This is completely, every bit of it is fluent motion, and that tells me what we're looking at is footage. I mean, I can absolutely tell you what we're looking at here is not CGI. I mean, you look across the forehead, there's way too much three-dimensional characteristics here. Of we're actually looking at footage, film of a three-dimensional, I mean, character. There's just no way around what we're looking at here. Right here, we have a fully frontal view. No attempt to try to hide or disguise anything. The only attempt that I can find to try to disguise anything is the black and white seems to be a program. It seems that they took the color away and made it black and white. Maybe to disguise, maybe they didn't want us to know when. Obviously, it's somebody controlling and leaking this kind of information. See the stain on the wall in the background? I mean, come on. And look at the 3 dimensions here around the head. This is fully frontal, 3-dimensional. Look at the face. This thing is magnificent. The skin, the focus, that's the biggest thing that lets you know this isn't CGI. If I wanted to pull off a fake alien in CGI like this, I would blur it, motion blur it, so that you can't see that it's not CGI, because right here we can clearly see this is real. This is real. Now, of course, somebody who doesn't know anything about CGI would say, oh, that can be CGI. It's not. No, it can't be CGI. You can't take a frame from Avatar and make it black and white and make it look like it's real footage. You know? The movements aren't right. It doesn't work that way. This is what I believe part of the soft disclosure that's been taking place in the last 3-4 years. This came out in 2011, I believe, right before 2012, and I could be wrong. I think this could have come out in 2011, 12, and I'll tell you what, somebody covered up some things, like they made it black and white. That flash is timed, so you can tell it's software made to duplicate black and white. So they wanted you to think that this footage was older than it really is. It could be somebody who leaked it trying to hide their tracks. There could be a variety of reasons they would make it black and white to cover the age of it. But that's the thing, is at least we know making it black and white is possibly to cover the age. And it would, if it weren't for that one little slip of color in it. So I think we're seeing the first footage of an alien, and it makes sense to me because we have the skeletons anyway. The bottom line is, you know, these people that won't believe this simply because of the subject matter are being very narrow-minded to the fact that we have bodies of these beings with DNA that says they are non-terrestrial, not linked to any primate. However, their mitochondrial DNA was human. Obviously, meaning they abducted females 900 years ago and impregnated it with their own kind. We're doing that today. The bottom line is it proves 2 things happened 900 years ago. One, there was genetic manipulation going on 900 years ago. And 2, there were grays about 4 feet tall with big heads and big eyes abducting human females to offspring there to carry their offspring. That, you know, that was reported in the last century. Thousands and thousands of people reported that very thing. And sure enough, we find skeletons. Now, we have this footage that looks real, and everybody's trying to say, well, it can't possibly be real. Why not? Obviously, these things have been flying around. Now, obviously, Roswell, they did crash and people saw them. So, obviously, there is footage of these things. People need to start seeing this for what it is, and other people that don't have the right credentials need to stop commenting that this is CGI. And other people who aren't fans of the show Face Off, that don't know shit about, you know, the best Hollywood mask making, need to quit saying this could be anatomics, because, you know, look at what they can do today. They can't do this shit. Sorry.
the Church of Satan would have nothing to do with something like breeders or abductions of children or stealing of animals or that sort of thing. To the detractors or the accusers or the people of the other side that would say that Satanists would like to kill animals, sacrifice animals, I would say that they would make ideal human sacrifices.
In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
What's this entire season been like for you? You get hurt at times. At one point, maybe you were thinking, maybe you were even willing to accept that you might have gotten cut by the team.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs this year. But it's been a heck of a ride, to be honest. I really can't complain. Yeah, I was I was a little down when I found out I was injured and I had to have surgery again, or with another knee. But at the end of the day, I have amazing teammates. Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over there, they wrap their hands around me like, yo, we got you.
This Zeta Reticulum Gray the U.S. has in captivity has been worn out by these American scientists during their experiments on him, keeping him up day after day like these heartless motherfuckers do. So he is wiped completely out. The public is completely naive to what their criminal government is doing in the name of their defense. But do you see this motherfucker fitting off these laser rays Sam is shooting at him? Tired or not tired? Do you see this awesome Zeta? Do you see this shit? These motherfuckers are awesome. Sam, damn. Will you look at this shit? Uncle Sam thought he was fucking the Zetas, but instead he became their bitch. The Zetas won't even allow the U.S. military to be armed around them. What we are seeing here is an old tape, probably from the late 50s. They gave Eisenhower technology back in 1954 and 1957 when they signed a treaty giving them living space beneath the United States in exchange for providing the U.S. military-industrial complex with technology.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Gary, Indiana? Gary, Indiana? Well, that's not far from where I'm sitting right here in West Lafayette, Indiana. About an hour and a half directly north of me is the city of Gary, Indiana. For many times, Gary, Indiana has been known as the murder capital of the world, one of the most dangerous places on the planet. I actually would rather be walking the streets of Baghdad than I would in Gary, Indiana after dark. It's certainly a dangerous city. Now, it is the home of course, the birthplace of Michael Jackson. And others have come through its gates, but certainly it's a city possessed with demon spirits, harbored by hatred and murder and drug violence. Has been there for many, many years, and there's no question that demon spirits could be in that area. There's a report. I want to thank B.J. Allen for this report. But police and medical staff have documented America's real-life demon possession. Official reports claim that a boy, 9 years old, walked backwards up a hospital wall. And police captains were so scared, they were too scared to even enter the family's haunted house. I mean, are you serious? This 9-year-old boy walked backwards up a wall and ceiling as startled the medical staff and looked on after his mother claimed he and his 2 siblings had been possessed by demons, according to the official reports. Now, the unlikely sounding event was detailed in official documentation after the child services caseworker and a nurse both said they saw the boy glide backwards on the floor, the wall, and the ceiling. Both were shocked to see the boy apparently float after their mother had been subjected to months of skepticism when she claimed her home in Gary, Indiana was haunted and that all 3 of her children were possessed by demons.
Would you like to be cloned?
Would I like to be?
Yeah.
Am I already cloned?
Oh, are you already cloned?
I'd rather not say. But
that means there's a possibility that you could already be cloned.
Yes, there's a possibility. But, you know, I know I'm me because my fingernails look the same and I have dreams still. You're crazy.
I'm not crazy, dude. I'm kind of following based on what you put out there.
No, I'm just joking with you.
These are gray, bulletproof outfits they wear as they have folded time from 5,000 years to our future in order to be in this timeline we are in today. And here we go again with this particular Zeta Gray fending off these lasers, and it gets so good to him until he starts dancing with this shit. You go, Zeta brother man, because you know you are awesome. These savage crackers didn't know they were dealing with the Zeta scientists who made them from the scrap garbage of the Rhesus and Gibbons monkey. Go Zeta, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. Will you look at this motherfucker go. Go Zeta, baby. You know you bad. This motherfucker is fending off these laser rays no matter how fast they come at him. Zeta, baby, kick they ass. All right. In the underground facilities, Sam tried to go up against these Zetas, and they killed every single one of them in the lower levels in the underground bases. And the Zetas do not play.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!